Do you know Lord Caliph has quite small economy? Important economy units you will find in his castle are only the breweries and inns. Odd thing is, there are always 2 woodcutters' huts inside the castle, close to the keep. Other thing is when there are a lot of towers, some towers does not have troops. Coming to the topic of this video, in this video you will see how Lord Caliph built his village and castle. Since there are 8 various types of castles, you will see all of them one by one. I will try to categorize the castles by the numbers of lookout towers he uses. So, let's start. Castle number 1, 11 Lookout Towers Castle. This castle has 11 lookout towers and single boundary. Let's see how Caliph builds this one. The Caliph is a popular AI opponent in the game. He is known for funny and sometimes darker quotes. Caliph is known for lookout towers. Once you see castles with lot of lookout towers, you will immediately recognize as Caliph's castle. Some castles have lots of lookout towers, and some even have double boundary wall surrounding the inner castle building. The order in which Caliph built his castle units is important for his economy, and it determines how difficult or challenging it is to defeat him. In next section 1 we'll discuss in which order he builds his buildings. Castle number 2, 8 Lookout Towers Castle. This is a quite unique castle, because it is not a rectangle-shaped castle, like all of others Caliph castles. Let's see how Caliph builds this one. First buildings are the granary, a house, woodcutter's hut, market, and mercenary post. Then he builds the 2 breweries, 1 inn and 1 well. He also places a small gatehouse and some lookout towers. Later completing his inner castle wall, he places 1 more well and engineer's guild. Next, he places the outer wall, 1 more brewery, 1 more inn and oil smelter. He also builds almost 5 fire ballistae around his castle. Then he finishes his castle by playing rest of the wall and lookout towers. Once his economy is developed, he will slowly place the bad things, since they cost a lot more than other units. He gets the food mostly from the apple farms. Well, if Caliph is allowed to use wheat farms to make bread, his economy would have become much more stronger like Saladin. Caliph doesn't make any weapons, which make him a weak opponent. However, with other opponents' support it becomes quite hard to defeat him, especially when he is supported by Lionheart or Wolf. In next section, I will discuss how to defend your castle from Caliph's counterattacks. Castle number 3, 6 Lookout Towers Castle. This castle has 6 lookout towers and double boundary. Let's see how Caliph builds this one. Let's discuss how you can defend your castle from Caliph's counterattacks. First, in the start of the mission, make sure to make lot of archers. Because once Caliph Castle is built, he will start sending slaves to burn your buildings. Sometimes catapults and fire ballistae too. And very early, which is quite annoying. In the start, you might be focusing on other things, and if you missed making archers and Caliph start burning your buildings, then you are finished. Especially, if you get only 2,000 coins as starting gold and fight as a close range fight. Second, build fire ballista to take care of Arabian swordsmen. Those are quite effective once Caliph launches proper attack. In next section, I will discuss how to defeat or take control of Caliph Castle. Castle number 4, 6 Lookout Towers Castle. Similar to the previous castle, this castle also has 6 lookout towers, but it only has single boundary. Let's see how Caliph builds this one. Let's discuss how you can take control of Caliph Castle. Since Caliph loves using the fire pits, it is a very bad idea to use archers or especially horse archers to take care of Arabian archers at his lookout towers. I find better to use catapults, since lookout towers are quite easily destroyed. It becomes very easy to use catapults. Then you can use the horse archers. Be careful, if any of the Arabian archer or flamethrower have access to the fire pits, he will quickly burn your troops by setting fire to the pits. So use lot of archers to quickly take care of the archers on the walls or on the keep. Later you can send your melee units to finish the lord. Castle number 5, 20 Lookout Towers Castle. This castle has 20 lookout towers and single boundary wall. Let's see how Caliph builds this one. This is the biggest castle built by Caliph. Castle number 6, 8 Lookout Towers Castle. This castle has 8 lookout towers and double boundary wall. Let's see how Caliph builds this one. Castle number 7, 11 Lookout Towers Castle. This castle has 11 lookout towers and double boundary wall. Let's see how Caliph builds this one. Castle number 8, 18 Lookout Towers Castle. This castle has 18 lookout towers and single boundary wall. Let's see how Caliph builds this one. Thank you for watching the whole video. Stay tuned for more videos like this. Give a thumbs up if you liked and subscribe to my channel. Your support is much needed to keep me motivated. Cheers.